So the topic that we are going to see is theory about NMOS and PMOS transistor. So the N and PMOS transistors are made up of semiconductors. SC refers to semiconductor. Silicon is an example of a semiconductor. Silicon as semiconductor is the basic starting material for a large class of integrated circuits. Silicon is a poor conductor, so some amount of impurities called dopants are added to the silicon to increase its conductivity. If free electrons carry current, then we call that as N-type semiconductor. If holes are carriers of current, it is called as P-type semiconductor. And mass structure, the full form of mass is metal oxide semiconductor. And MOS structure is created by superimposing several conducting and insulating materials to form a sandwich-like structure. Such a sandwich structure is formed using following chemical processing steps. Number 1, oxidation of Si. Number 2, diffusion of impurities into silicon to increase its conduction characteristics. Number 3, deposition and etching of aluminum or other metals to improve interconnection. The basic structure of mass devices is made up of crystal of silicon. These chemical processes are carried out on this silicon that is 15 to 30 centimeter in diameter. The mass devices are called as CMOS otherwise, in which technology there are two types of transistors being provided. One is N-type and the other is P-type. The full form of CMOS is complementary metal oxide semiconductor. A NMOS or a PMOS transistor has three terminals: source, drain and gate. This is the symbol of a NMOS transistor. This is the gate, source and the drain. So in the substrate there is an SiO2 layer on top, which is shown here. That is a dielectric and the gate is the shaded one. In a NMOS semiconductor, the P-type is a substrate N are doped into it to form the source and the drain. Similarly, in case of a PMOS structure, N is the substrate, P-type form the source and the drain. So in a NMOS, the substrate is P-type, source and drain, as I said earlier, or the N-types. The substrate is grounded, the gate is grounded, or VGS is equal to 0. That is, the voltage between gate and source is 0. So now the PN junctions between the source, drain and the substrate, that is, and the body. The substrate is otherwise called as body or bulk or reverse biased. Therefore, the transistor is in off state when VGS is equal to 0. If the gate voltage is raised, whenever I say the gate voltage is raised, it refers to a positive voltage. Whenever it is reduced, it refers to a negative voltage. So when it's given a positive voltage, it attracts the electrons from the P-type substrate. The P-type has majority carriers as holes and minority carriers as electrons. So the electrons are attracted by the positive voltage naturally to the underside of the SiO2 layer that is between the source and the drain. So these electrons form a channel between the source and the drain. Okay. So now when VGS is equal to 0 or negative, the channel is kept closed. When it is given a positive voltage and it is increased, a current flows between source and the drain through the channel. We say that the transistor is on when there is a current flow. So now we can see the voltage to the gate controls the flow of current between source and the drain. Therefore, the gate is called as the control input of the device. Now coming to the PMOS. In an NMOS, we had a P-type substrate. Here it is a N-type substrate. In an NMOS, we had N-type source and drain. Here it is P-type. So exactly the PMOS function is also going to be the same as NMOS, but wherever we had given a positive gate voltage in NMOS, will be given a negative voltage here. Okay. So here when VGS is equal to positive, the channel is closed. The PN junctions between source and drain to the body are reverse biased. Therefore, the transistor is in off state. When VGS is equal to negative, the minority carriers from the substrate are attracted to the underside of the SiO2. In case of NMOS, the minority carriers were electrons from the substrate. But here the minority carriers from the substrate are holes. They are attracted to the SiO2 layer, which forms a channel between source and the drain. When negative voltage to the VGS is increased, the holes get increased more than the electrons. The substrate acts like a p-type conductor and a current flows between source and the drain through the channel. Thus, the transistor had entered into a on-state mode. The way of establishing a channel and controlling a current between source and drain is achieved in two ways. One is enhancement mode, other is depletion mode. Now, let's begin with the enhancement mode operation of a NMOS transistor. A polysilicon gate is placed over a SiO2 between the source and the drain. This is the polysilicon gate, that is striped one. SiO2 is the shaded one, that is the dielectric, and the N types are the source and the drain. P type is the body or the substrate. The threshold voltage is the minimum voltage that is given between the source and the drain to set a channel for conduction of current between them. An NMOSFET is said to be in enhancement mode under three conditions. 1. Cutoff. Number 2. Linear region or unsaturated region or ohmic region. We call this to be a ohmic region because in this linear region the MOS device acts as a resistor. So we call this to be a ohmic region also. Number 3, saturation region or drain punch through region. So first, to see what happens in the cutoff region, the VGS voltage is less than VT. Whenever the VGS voltage is less than the threshold voltage, the transistor is said to be in the cutoff region where there is no channel formation, no current flow. The reverse biased diode between the P-type substrate and the source and the drains, because of them there is no flow of current, there is no channel formation between the source and the drain. All are the reasons for no current flow in the cutoff region. Now coming to the linear region or unsaturated region. Now when you increase the VGS voltage above the threshold voltage, in the cutoff the VGS is less than VT, now it is greater than VT. But the difference in voltage between them is greater than VDS. What is this VDS? The voltage that is applied between drain and the source. First, to set a channel between the source and the drain, the gate is given a voltage that we call it as VGS. Now, to make a free movement of electrons between the source and the drain, we give a voltage VDS to the drain. That is, the drain is given a voltage with respect to the source. So there are two voltages given for movement of current in the MOSFET device. One is the VGS, other one is the VDS. VGS is given just to establish a channel between source and the drain. VDS is given for movement of current between source and the drain. So a channel is established between source and the drain by applying VGS. Already I have told this. Then a VDS is applied for current flow between source and the drain. The channel is otherwise called as inversion layer of electrons. So when a VDS is applied, a current IDS flows from drain to source. When VDS increases, IDS also proportionately increases. That is, the IDS is directly proportional to VDS. So the device acts as a resistor. We know Ohm's law, I is equal to V by R. So the current flows linearly as the voltage applied increases. Now coming to the saturation region or drain punch through region, here also the VGS is raised above VT like in the previous case, but this value also is overruled by VDS. You can see here VGS minus VT becomes less than VDS. That is, VDS overrules the difference VGS minus VT. So as VDS is increased more, then IDS is also getting increased. Here the transistor acts as a current source. What is a current source? Whatever may be the application of voltage, the current in the circuit or the device keeps on flowing constantly with no rise or fall, that is, it is independent of the voltage being applied. So IDS is independent of VDS. Whatever is the voltage, the current is not bothered. It keeps on flowing constantly with the same value. So channel is no longer inverted and is pinched off near the drain. Because of this large flow of current from drain to source, the channel is pinched off. You can see the cross line shown here. Near the drain, the channel gets pinched off. Previously, the channel that is formed between source and drain is the thin line shown here. Now it is pinched off near the drain because of the large flow of IDS. Now coming to the topic of PMOS enhancement transistor, draw the same diagrams given in figure 2, 3, 4 and 5, that is for a NMOS enhancement mode. The only difference in the diagrams is that for a NMOS enhancement mode, the substrate is P-type, and for a PMOS enhancement mode, the substrate has to be a N-type, and the source and the drain for a NMOS is going to be N. The source and drain for a PMOS is going to be a P-type. So the continuation is N-channel depletion MOSFET. The MOSFET is fabricated by diffusing a N-channel between source and drain. Then it is called as a N-channel depletion MOSFET. The advantage of depletion MOSFET is that it can be used to control drain to source current IDS, even when we give a negative voltage to the gate. So the working principle, there is a SiO2 dielectric between the gate and the body, that is a substrate. We know that, we have seen it in the MOS theory. A dielectric is present between conductor and the semiconductor body. So hence MOSFET behaves as a capacitor. When VGS is equal to negative, due to capacitive action, positive charges are accumulated on the N channel. Due to induced positive charges, majority carriers, that is the free electrons in N channel between the source and the drain, will be recombined. Hence there will be a depletion of free electrons, and as a result conductivity of the channel is reduced. If VGS is equal to negative is sufficient enough, then current through this channel from drain to source is 0. Now if VGS is increased from negative to 0, the current through the channel is increased accordingly. So depletion is not a significant mode of operation being used. The significant mode of operation that is being used is the enhancement mode MOSFET in both N channel and P channel. That too, N channel enhancement mode operation is very significant rather than P channel, because the P channel device is slow compared to the N channel device, because the mobility of holes in the P channel is less compared to the mobility of electrons which are conducting in the N channel. Okay, so holes conduct lesser in mobility than the electrons. Therefore N channel MOSFET is faster than P channel MOSFET. The mobility of electrons is twice that of holes. So that is the reason we use enhancement MOSFET always. But for our knowledge sake, we are studying this topic, depletion MOSFET, and also the advantage that is used as a drain to source current controlling measure even when VGS is equal to negative. Let me end this topic by giving you some differences between enhancement mode and depletion mode. In the enhancement mode, the MOSFET is a normally open switch. In this mode, the MOSFET is a closed device, that is in the depletion mode. In the enhancement mode, MOSFET gets on by applying a positive VGS to the gate. In the depletion mode, MOSFET gets on without applying a gate voltage, that is VGS is equal to 0. And coming to the enhancement mode, VGS is equal to 0 or minus VGS turns the NMOS transistor off, and it is the reverse for a P MOSFET. Here in depletion mode, a negative VGS turns off the N MOSFET, positive VGS turns off the P MOSFET. So With this, we are clear about the enhancement and depletion mode MOSFET, and if you have any doubt, try to contact me through the email.